Hi and welcome to Being Me, a show that is the self-awareness toolbox, and we bring to you all the healing and wellness modalities available in Kenya that help you safeguard your mental and emotional well-being. I'm so excited to be here on this show. I hope you are. On this particular episode, we are talking about conscious breathing, and with us here is Vincent Oloo, a transformational breathing facilitator or trainer or both. Wow, karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Thanks for coming here, and I'm sure you're going to share with us a lot of wisdom as far as conscious breathing is concerned.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, where you've trained, and what is this conscious breathing? Yeah.
Okay. So my name is Vincent Oloo.
Yeah.
I'm a transformational breath trainer. You asked where I learned.
Yes.
First of all, I got introduced to this conscious breathing in about 15 years ago.
Wow.
And I've been doing that from that time until today. My initial training was done here in Kenya with trainers from the Netherlands. And I did other trainings in the Netherlands and in the UK.
Wow.
So currently I do my work, my trainings and one-to-one sessions and workshops, both here in Kenya and in the UK.
Okay.
So it's a great pleasure to be here with you on this show.
Wow.
And I hope that this session is going to enlighten some people about conscious breathing, because a lot of us, we know that we breathe, but we don't necessarily do it consciously. We do it, it's a subconscious thing.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
nobody really takes time to think, oh,
I'm breathing.
am I breathing?
Yeah, and how do I feel?
And where in my body is the breath really coming from?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
And what distinguishes between breathing and conscious breathing?
So the normal way that we breathe is subconscious. It's something that happens unconsciously. So it's controlled by our subconscious mind.
Yeah.
And nobody really has to teach us how to breathe.
Yeah.
However, when it comes to conscious breathing, it's like paying attention to every breath that you take in and you breathe out. So once you become aware of how you are breathing, that is called conscious breathing. And in conscious breathing, we have so many different modalities.
Yeah.
We have the art of living, which is a way of conscious breathing. We have rebirthing breath work. We have holotropic breath work. We have holographic breath work, and many other modalities.
Wow.
But the one that I focus on is called transformational breath.
Wow.
Yes.
So the difference between conscious and unconscious breathing is just awareness.
It's being aware. Being aware that you are doing it.
Yeah.
And if you look at a lot of exercises, activities, gymnastic, and even many physical activities that happen, a lot of people focus on their breath. Yes, sometimes they might not know that they're doing it consciously, but when you go to the gym and you're told, take a deep breath first, that's being aware of, yes, your breath is present with you. It's what is going to control what is happening.
Yeah.
And when you do breathe consciously, it changes a lot of stuff within your physical body, your mind, and your emotions as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I want us to talk about, because on this show we are talking about mental and emotional well-being.
Yeah.
And somebody might be wondering, what has my breath got to do with this? So just take us to that point. What does our breath have to do with our mental and emotional well-being?
I think the breath has everything to do with our mental and emotional well-being. I've talked and worked with a lot of people across all different lifestyles. And I've realized that a lot of times we don't pay attention to our breath, and that really gives us a lot of, it's like it doesn't allow us to release who we truly are. When you do breathe consciously, or rather whenever something happens to you, the first thing that happens to your body is that you shut your breath, especially if your body gets like a traumatic experience.
Yeah.
If you get into an accident,
Yeah.
if a loud bang happens here,
Yeah.
the first thing that is happening is that we shut our breath, we close our breath.
Yeah, it's like we hold
We hold
our
it,
breath,
we don't let it flow. And when we hold our breaths, it means that our mind is trying to protect us from what is happening. And it doesn't necessarily give us possibilities or a chance to just release it and let it go. So we hold it and we keep it. At some point we might remember it, that it happened,
Yeah.
or we might not remember until another incident occurs. But with conscious breathing, when you let it flow, it means that whatever has happened has gotten processed and released. Meaning that if it was something that affected you mentally, for instance, talking about traumatic experiences, you find that we have people who experience so many traumatic experiences in their childhood
Yeah.
that haunt them until today.
Yeah.
They don't know where this is coming from. And it's because the stuff happened and they were never given a chance to be processed. So when you do the breathing, whether you are aware of it or unaware of what happened, it comes to the surface and gets released. And that is what conscious breathing does. So once that processing has been done, then you realize that your mind becomes a lot calmer, your body relaxes,
Yeah.
and if there was any knots emotionally or any energetic blockage within the body, it kind of gets released. Yeah.
So like breath is like it's like the way you can take a shower or drink a glass of water. It just clears stuff.
Yes, it does that. And it works much deeper. With the transformational breath, it basically works in 3 different levels.
Yeah.
I imagine that other modalities also might work in the same way, but we have kind of categorized the transformational breath and how it works in 3 different levels. And the level number 1 is the physical body. How does it affect our physical body?
Yeah.
And how it works is that when you breathe in consciously, you're bringing in more air into your body. This air has got its own energy. This air has got oxygen in it. And as you keep on breathing, there is a certain way that we breathe. We call it conscious connected way of breathing. So we breathe in a way that there is no pause between the inhale and the exhale.
Okay.
So it's a continuous process. So when you do this, your body learns that there is something new that is coming into me.
Yeah.
And therefore it starts to fail, because if you're breathing unconsciously, there are some areas that the breath doesn't get to. When you breathe consciously, you start to feel like, oh, the breath is going up to my toe. I can feel it on my head. And of course, some sensations also appear. These sensations are basically caused by the fact that your cells are getting introduced to something that they have not been well used to. And in the process, a lot of stuff happen. Number 1, it gets like the toxins gets to be cleared.
Yeah.
Because we say there is a large amount of toxins that gets cleared just through breath.
Breathing, yeah.
That's a small amount gets cleared by going to the toilets and all that other stuff. The other thing that it does at the physical level is that it helps you to really, it helps your body to really get that energy. There is a big amount of energy that we get in our physical body that comes from breathing. They say that you can stay without eating food for 40 days. Many people have proven that.
Yeah.
You can stay without drinking water for about 7 days, if not more.
Yeah.
But the question that we usually ask is, how long can you stay without your breath? And I don't know if you want to try that.
Well, I have many episodes I need to do. I don't want to die.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to die. So
Yeah.
it's basically what distinguishes between being alive and being dead.
Yeah, it's true.
So you can only stay for about, maybe the last time I checked, the longest time someone had taken without breathing was about 7 minutes, and I think that was in the Guinness Book of Records, although that might have been surpassed today because of the technology that we have.
Yeah.
But it is very essential. So when you breathe consciously, it helps your body to release toxins.
Yeah.
It helps your body to get the energy, and it also builds on your immunity. It supports your body to build on its immunity.
Yeah.
And as this happens, it leads us to the second phase or the second level of our breath process,
Yeah.
whereby it's, for me, it is the most crucial area that we work with, and it's what you asked earlier about what does it have to do with mental well-being. You know, a lot of stuff that have happened in our lives is stored in our body and in our mind. And they say that about 80% of our behavior is controlled by the experiences that is stored in the subconscious mind.
Yeah.
So with all this, you find that sometimes we do things that we don't know why we are doing them.
Yes.
And this is because the experiences that we have gone through in our life in the past keep on replaying themselves without our conscious awareness.
Yeah.
So when you do the conscious breathing, it supports you to release those steps, to kind of be aware of them,
Yeah.
Recognize them, make peace of them or with them, and then be able to release them if there are things that need to be released.
Yeah.
Because in terms of traumatic experiences, you can say that the experience does not go away sometimes by just talking about it. Sometimes you can go to talk therapy, which is always so good and supports a lot of people. But there are sometimes that there are experiences that you cannot talk about. And if you can't talk about it, the best medicine to it is to breathe through it. Yes, because when you breathe through it, then it gives you an opportunity to just drop it and make peace with the past. So at the subconscious level, or at the mental emotional level, which is level 2, we tend to deal with a lot of issues that have been suppressed and repressed, hence having or creating a lot of blockages within our system and not allowing us to experience life or rather to the fullest as we are supposed to do. And by just breathing, you are able to make peace with all that, be in the present moment, and be able to experience life as you're supposed to really, or as you're meant to really experience it. Which in turn brings us to the third level of our transformational breath, which is our spirituality. A lot of times we don't really know how to distinguish between how am I at my spiritual level and how am I really just at my mind. At the spiritual level, what I usually say is that you get an opportunity to be able to experience something that you cannot explain during the process of breathing. Because as you continue to breathe, which when you experience the process, you'll experience and tell us, it starts with your physical body, and you feel all these sensations, and you feel like all the cells in your body are awakened. It's like you can feel even the blood flowing within your physical body. And then the thoughts and the experiences starts to be played in your mind at the mental emotional level without really having any control over them. And then at the end of the session, where I say that we have the spiritual experience, is where you find yourself at a very blissful place. Nothing really matters. And different people have got different experiences, whereby some people have reported to me at the end of the session that they were at a place where they did not want to come back. It's so peaceful.
Like it's so blissful.
So blissful, so peaceful, so calm. Some people report seeing lots of light. And some people are like, oh, I saw Jesus, you know. So different people have got different experiences. And for me, I would say that the spiritual level is basically the level whereby you connect to your inner self, where you experience who you truly are. You meet that person that you're meant to be.
Wow. And that's just through conscious breathing.
Through conscious breathing.
Wow. Time is really running, you know, I experience this a lot. When we are learning so much and you're so engrossed and in things, that's when time literally just passes and flies. Now we have to go on a break. But when we come back, you're going to tell us what exactly happens in a session of conscious breathing.
Okay.
And we will look at the relevance of this in this time that we are going through a pandemic. And you tell us more about where these sessions are held. So,
okay.
Yeah, so our dear viewer, we are conscious breathing today, and you know, get ready to go through a session of conscious breathing and to learn more from Vincent when we come back. For now, we'll be out on a break. See you when we come back. Welcome back to this episode of Being Me, a self-awareness toolbox where we talk about all the healing and wellness modalities available in Kenya that will help you safeguard your emotional and mental well-being. And on this episode, we are talking about conscious breathing, and with us is Vincent Oloo. We are back, and we are now talking about a session of transformational breathing. And how long is a session before you take us through a little bit of what happens?
A session can take somewhere between 1 hour and 1.5 hours. If it goes to the max, maybe up to 2 hours. But ideal session takes between 1 hour and 1 hour and 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Yes.
So what happens pre the session? Like, do you talk to somebody about what? Do you target about, you know, is it a healing? Is it just, let's just breathe and see what happens?
So in a transformational breath session, we have got like 4 phases. And number 1 is that first of all, we have to know why we are doing it. So we call it breathing with intention. So with breathing with intention, it means that you can't, okay, of course you can just lie down and say, oh, I just want to breathe and see how it feels. However, when you have an intention, it makes a huge difference. For instance, I have something that is really bothering me and I can't wrap my head around it. And I say, oh, Carol is a practitioner of transformational breath. Let me see if she can help me. So when you come to me or when I come to you, the first thing that we do is, first of all, I want to know why have you come. So we have like a talk, a pre-session talk, whereby we share what is going on, what's currently happening, and what you'd like at the end of the session. So in our breathing sessions, we mostly focus on what an individual wants to achieve in a session as opposed to what they don't want. Because a lot of times as people, we know so much about what we don't want.
And that's what we talk about a lot of the time.
And we talk a lot about that. So we want to talk about what is it that you really want out of this session. And sometimes it comes in a very vague or sometimes very wide. But as a facilitator or as a coach, I work with you to help you to really make it so specific so that your mind is able to understand it, simplify it, and just make it as simple as possible. So after that, we most of our sessions are done lying down. So the talk can take somewhere between 5 minutes and 30 minutes, depending on the talk and how it is and how deep it is, because it's a therapy by itself, setting the intention. The second part is the actual breathing process. And before we do the breathing most of the time, and a lot of my clients always say, I know Vincent is going to ask me to do this. Let me just go to the washroom. So, of course, that is part of the process, because we don't want that in the process of the session when you are already integrating and processing stuff, you feel so pressed and you want to go to the washroom. So the second part of the session is just lying down and focusing on the breath. So as I said, we do it consciously. So you're focusing on the inhale and the exhale. Transformational breath is done through open mouth. And there is no pause between the inhale and the exhale. We use or utilize the diaphragmatic muscle, which is just a fibrous sheet that lies under the rib cage.
Yeah.
And when utilized well, you find that when you breathe in, it flattens down, which seems as if it's raising your tummy. And we breathe out, it goes back into the dome shape inside like there. So as you continue breathing, what we focus on is that when you breathe in, the tummy is rising. When you breathe out, it flattens. Just like that. And the exhale is as relaxed as possible.
Yeah.
So we continue with this for between 30 minutes and about 45 minutes of just consciously breathing.
Yeah.
And in a session, there are other stuff that are involved aside from breathing, because we know at times the mind is very, very clever. And it might want an individual to just snap out of the process.
Yeah.
So it can be so relaxing that the client feels like, oh, I might as well just take a nap.
Like in the middle,
In the middle of the session.
last out breath and just
Then
sleep.
just sleep. So to support the client to keep with the breath, we do what we call toning. And toning is just about using your voice to release any blockage or blocked energies within your breathing system.
Yeah.
And that really gives you a free space to be able to breathe in. And if that is not enough, we also involve pounding and kicking. Children really know how to express themselves.
Yeah.
And as adults, as we grow up and we get to learn a lot of stuff, we tend to put some of these
grow
things
out of
aside.
it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So in a transformational breath, you get an opportunity to re-experience how you used to play your parents, but in a positive way.
Yeah.
In this way, during the time that you're making the sound, you allow your body to move, because all these negative energies is stored in the physical body.
Yeah.
So when you do the sound with pounding and kicking, you can just pound on the mattress or whatever and make the sound as much as you can.
Yeah.
And release any blocked energies in your physical body, which in turn gives you the possibility to be able to breathe better.
Yeah.
So that's the second part of our session, where you breathe consciously and all that. The third part is just relaxing. So you're just lying there and allowing yourself or your body to feel what it feels, what has shown up and everything. So you're not focusing on actively breathing, you're more like breathing consciously. Your breath is still flowing, but in a more relaxed way.
Yeah.
So that is where a lot of people get the spiritual experiences, whereby you feel like you are in a bliss and all that. And the last part, of course, is the debrief and drinking a bit of water, or if there is a cup of tea and all that. So that's basically how a transformational breath session goes.
Wow, okay, because we cannot do the whole session on this particular episode. Before we talk about how this is relevant to us at this point where there's COVID and all that, what is some of the, at least one thing that you can teach people to begin to breathe consciously? What is like a tip that you can give and maybe practice for 3 minutes here?
Okay, so I usually say that breath is the one medicine that we all have, and everybody can access it at any time, at any place.
Yeah.
Because you don't need any equipment for you to breathe. So a very simple exercise that I can share with people is if you have a possibility to lie down, that's always the best, the best place where someone can breathe. However, because we don't always have the bed with us or the mat with us, and that does not stop us from breathing. So we can basically breathe on our chairs like you're sitting. So would you like to practice with me?
Yes, definitely.
So sitting more relaxed, we recommend that if your feet can touch the ground, that your feet are flat on the floor. Your spine is straight. If you have a chair whereby you can lean backwards and just have your body relaxed on that on the chair, that's even better. Then you're going to put one hand on your tummy and one hand on your chest. And you're going to breathe in. Most of the time, of course, as always, intention is very important.
Yeah.
What do I want? For instance, I have a headache.
Yeah.
So I would say, oh, my intention is to clear this headache and
Yeah.
be peaceful. And you just begin to breathe through your open mouth, breathing in like, for me, it's so beautiful that I can keep on going and going and going, and before you know it, 20 minutes are gone.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
I'm feeling light. Like I'm
Light.
feeling lightheaded. I
Yeah.
was beginning to feel like floatish.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So that is what the breath does to you. So in this respect, if you had a headache or if you felt tension in any part of your body,
Yeah.
after 3 or 5 minutes, you feel like the headache is completely gone.
Yeah.
If you're feeling stressed, you feel so much lighter. You feel like you are reborn again.
Yeah.
It's like something magical has just
Yeah.
happened. And that is the beauty of this work, because
Wow.
it shows you the magic right in front of your face,
Yeah.
without having to use any form of medication. And this can happen to anybody as long as you breathe,
Yeah.
just as we've done.
Yeah. And I feel newish. I feel lighter,
Yes.
to be honest. I
Yes.
feel lighter. I was beginning to feel lightheaded.
Yeah.
And I just feel a freshness around this
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah, it always feels like you've been reborn.
Yeah.
You know? It's like
Yeah.
something fresh has just shown up in your body, and
Yeah.
that's it, yeah.
Definitely. And it's unfortunate that time goes so fast when we're doing this. And now with the remaining about 5 or so minutes, tell us, you know, how relevant this is, especially at this point that we are going through COVID. And then, of course, where can people find you?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think with everything that is happening in our world today,
Yeah.
the best friend that anybody can get is your breath. And this is something that everybody can access. It's very accessible in your bedroom.
Yeah.
If you are feeling stressed or something is happening to you, you can do it while lying on your bed. You can do it while sitting on your couch and anywhere. And why is it relevant at this moment in time where the world is going through this kind of pandemic?
Yeah. And we are wearing masks all
Exactly,
the time.
all the time. It's
Yeah.
like our freedom has been taken off from us. And you find that a lot of people have lost their jobs,
Yeah.
and they don't know where to turn to. A lot of people have lost their relationships because probably things are not working as they had expected it.
Yeah.
With this conscious breathing, I think the best gift that it gives you is it takes you off the daily stressful life that we lead.
Yeah.
If you are constantly worrying about where is my next meal going to come from, where am I going to get my rent,
Yeah.
what am I going to do to get this? Once you get to breathe consciously, it helps you to get kind of release
Yeah.
from all that and be in the present moment.
Yeah.
Somebody said that the best gift you can give to yourself is to be in the present moment.
Yeah.
And a lot of us are told you have to let go, but we never really told how do we let go.
Let go, yeah.
And I think this is a whole topic that might have to we might have to discuss, because I remember there was a certain client who told me that, Vincent, it is so easy to say let it go, but how do I really let it go?
Yeah.
So learning how to let go is an art by itself, and breathing is one of the key things that you can use to just let go of all that. It helps you to be in the present moment, just like you felt after that short breathing.
Yeah.
You felt lighter,
Yeah.
you almost felt like sensations.
Yes.
It means that it brings you back to your physical body. It brings you back to this present moment.
Yeah.
So with everything that is happening,
Yeah.
I think the breath is very, very helpful in supporting people, regardless of what is happening to you, to just be present to what is happening now. So breathing consciously is very key.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So if somebody wants a session or they want to learn more about the different modalities of conscious breathing and maybe transformational breathing, or to do a course, is there any offerings you have at the moment? Do you give sessions, and maybe how much are the sessions? Yeah.
So we have got trainings going on.
Yeah.
We have, as I said earlier, that I do my work is based here in Kenya and also in the UK. So we do workshops, one-day workshops.
Yeah.
We have got week-long trainings. And one of the week-long trainings is happening in October in Kenya.
Yeah.
From next month, I'm going, this is August already, wow. So this month, I have got a series of trainings, that is August and September, a series of trainings going on in the UK. So I'll be leaving the country maybe in the next few days to just go and do those trainings. But currently, there is not a lot of one-to-one sessions going.
Yeah.
So people can just reach me and we do an online session because that is, as I said, you don't need me to be there physically for me to support you through your process.
Yeah.
So online sessions work so well at the comfort of your room.
Yes.
With either Zoom or Google whatever's, you can get a session.
Definitely.
Yeah, so if somebody wants to get me, just email me. I'll give you my email address so that you can share it with the audience.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much, Vincent. That has been, for me, it feels like a minute, but you have taught us so much of the importance of breath and especially conscious breathing. And I know there is so much that we would have covered, but time. Again, this is, I think, sufficient information for people to get going and for people to actually begin to breathe consciously.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I totally appreciate.
Thank you so much, Caroline, and thank you for welcoming me to this TV
Thank
session.
you. Thank you so much. And thank you for staying with us. Thank you for sharing, for liking, for commenting. And we hope that you can keep, bringing people here and learning together with your family, with your friends, with your colleagues. Share as much as you can. This information is very critical for our emotional and mental well-being. And most importantly, don't forget to click subscribe and to click on the notification bell so that you don't miss any of the episodes. For now, it's Kwaheri from us. I've been your host, Carolyne Gaithuma. See you in the next episode.